what's up everyone? Welcome to today's video. We got a special one today. We got a Locust God control deck today. Sadly enough, a lot of people end up scooping before the Locust God actually comes down, but a shell like this is really nice in a Locust God control deck because this card keeps returning to your hand whenever it dies, plus there is some draw spells sprinkled into it, like Chemister's Insight ×4. We have 3 Teferi's Master of Time, which also helps you to draw cards, and you have Censor, which you could cycle in a pinch once this one isn't that useful anymore. We have some board wipes in the form of Anger of the Gods and Storm's Wrath. Storm's Wrath originally I started with 4 copies of, but I ended up in situations where I had Locust of the God on the field and then Storm's Wrath in my hand and I wouldn't be able to cast it, so I dropped it to 1 now. I might drop this completely and go for another board wipe that deals either 2 or 3 damage instead, so that the Locust God himself doesn't die from it. Also, Storm's Wrath is kind of bad when you run stuff like the Teferi Master of Time and Chandra, because if you -3 to Chandra in the previous turn, then you put a very low on loyalty, just 1 loyalty after you +2 and cast a Storm's Wrath in the same turn, which I'm not a huge fan of. The deck does decently if you go first against Goblins and Elves deck specifically. However, going second is still a bit of an issue because we don't really have any early control spells, we don't have any early counter spells or anything, so once they get going, sometimes it's hard to catch up, but well, that's just the case with pretty much any deck right now. I was considering turning this into a Jeskai build, so I have access to the new Nascent Planeswalker, but I feel for mana consistency it's probably better to keep this as Izzet. I also considered if I could maybe run something like Izzet Phoenix in this particular shell, but it didn't win that much. It was struggling quite a bit, so eventually I just went for a full-on control shell like this instead. If you have any suggestions, please let me know down below. This is one of the early builds of this, of course, but I think it's a good one. It's a pretty strong one. It's not as good as maybe something like Azorius control, but if you're an Izzet fan, you are going to have a very good time with this particular deck right there, especially in best of 1. If there's enough interest for it, I will actually optimize the sideboard as well. So let me know down below if you're a best of 3 player. I will add the sideboard for you, but I think for the experienced player, it shouldn't be too difficult to figure out what should go in the sideboard right there. Anyways, let's go play a bit. Let's see how the deck functions and let's have some fun. Right, there we go. First opponent of the day against Cetis. As you all know, I always leave the first game in these videos, regardless if it's a win or loss. So no matter how bad this game is gonna be, it's gonna be in the video. So I will keep this, especially since I go first. We get to shock a creature off the board turn 1, and we get to censor them for a nice counter spell in the turns going forward. So pass the turn here. The pause there is a bit annoying because that gives them a lot of information, but oh well, it's just the way it is. So here we go. So do they play something on turn 2? We are up against a Sultai Ram deck. This deck doesn't perform super great against Sultai Ram, but it can win. It can win if needed. Let's keep. Maybe I should have cycled one of these previous turn. That was maybe a mistake, but okay, so Censor for 1 going off. I think I'm gonna cycle this one. Yeah, let's cycle it. So Anger of the Gods is quite nice, and we get to put the Teferi down already. Let's plus the Teferi. I think I will drop the Chemister's Insight into the graveyard. Elvish Rejuvenator, they are building up quite a bit, but we do have those an Anger of the Gods in order to clear a field of the dead field once. After that, we're in a bit of trouble though, so let's plus this. Do I need these shocks? I feel like the shocks are not really going to help me much here, so let's get rid of that. And still no Locust God though, that's a bit annoying, but let's keep plussing Teferi. Yeah, drop that into the graveyard and... Sure, here we go. Pass the turn and... I will probably take the 1 damage from the Eldritch Rejuvenator attacking into this. But let's plus this first to see what we got. Getting a bit high on land, so let's drop the land there. And sure. 1 damage to the Teferi. Oh no. Oh, well, then we need to use this now. Just drop the land for the time being, and a shame we didn't have... This would have actually worked against us. A shame we didn't have enough land on the field. Till's end was a little bit too late. But it's fine, it's fine. I don't mind too much. Looks like they might not have Field of the Dead. And oh, well, there's the Field of the Dead. I spoke too soon. They got the Field of the Dead. Alright then, so I guess I need to board wipe now. So let's get rid of everything and... Plus the Teferi. Another board wipe, that's quite nice. I will just drop the land for now. And pass a turn. Really wish we drew into the Locust God already though. We're like 1/4 into the deck. But then again we only have 2 copies of it in here. And I hope Field of the Dead gets banned. Because this deck can be really good in a metagame where there is no Field of the Dead. Okay, let's plus the Teferi first. Fabled Passage. Let's just drop the land again. Resolve this. So they're gonna get 2 zombies from that. Chuck that in. More zombies and... wow, why? What are they holding up? So they have 5... No, they have 6 mana, so... Do they have that 6 mana counter spell maybe? I forgot the name of it. Can that even be countered? I'm not sure. Let's plus this and we're almost at a double turn, which is quite nice. Pact of Negation, that's quite decent, so drop the shock and... I'm gonna try to do this. That's what they were going for. Fine. I get it. I was confused. I understand now. And they scoop it. Well, we won game number 1 and I guess they got tired of me keep on removing that field. I will take that win because I consider Solitaire Ramp one of those kind of difficult matchups. But well, let's go to the next game and see if we can keep a win streak going. There we go. Game number 2 against Sweet Peppers. Let's see what Sweet Peppers is playing and... bit light, but I do like having Azcanta down early. This is a tough one. I'm gonna keep it. Let's just hope we find a board wipe soon, because this could very much be a creature-based deck. Steam Vents go, and no, it's a control deck. So at least we have the Azcanta down now, and we have a counter spell later on. Yeah, I do want that library. Let's keep that and put this into the play tapped. So up against Grixis control, I guess. I wonder which kind of Grixis control. Because we are playing a self-brew deck, you tend to kind of see a lot of janky brews in queue. So that's actually an advice as well. If you want to play fun decks, just go for your own janky brews like this, or copy a janky brew from a YouTuber like myself, and you should have a lot of nice matchups. I don't need to shock everything, so let's put that down, and Yeah, let's put the Teferi onto the field next. I think I will drop that island there. Yeah, get rid of the island. I'm pretty sure we will draw into more land anyways. Okay. All lands lose all abilities except mana abilities. Well, I don't really plan. Well, that kind of sucks for the Azcanta, but yeah, drop this. Then we have 4 mana, so we couldn't even Pact of Negation there to get rid of it. But oh well, I guess I will never flip the Azcanta in that case. I haven't seen creatures, so I will put the board wipe to the bottom and oh no, what did I do? I dropped the mountain, didn't I? I forgot I can't crack this either. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm really stupid. Sorry for that. That was a huge misplay. And yeah, I need to keep this land now then. Let's drop the shock and... oh, how stupid. How stupid. Why didn't I drop this one? Another... oh, this is a good combo with the Blood Sun and then the Lotus Field doesn't trigger. Nicol Bolas. Oh, I could have negated this now. Oh, this feels bad. This really feels bad. I guess Teferi is going to be removed from the field, isn't he? I don't think I need the Anger of the Gods. Yeah, goodbye Teferi. I should have kept the shock maybe, then I would have been able to get rid of the Nicol Bolas. I quite like an Ionize, so let's keep the Ionize. No, you're not flipping. You are never flipping. They got everything. They got bad things. Ah, I dropped so many shocks and I would have been able to deal with the Nicol Bolas, but now I can't anymore. There's the Locust God. I think dropping the board wipe is still the correct choice here. And now it's getting out of hand. So let's quit this one. I don't think I can go up against 2 Nicol Bolas. I played poorly there. I think I could have negated that Nicol Bolas and the game would have looked a bit different. But oh well, I didn't, so here you go. I blew the game there by dropping that mountain too early. I should have dropped the Fabled Passage, but let's go on to the next game. Alright, game number 3. I hope we get to see some Locust God action soon, because these first 2 games we didn't see him in action whatsoever. And there he is showing himself off. Just 2 lands though. Ah, do I risk it? Do I risk this? I cannot keep this, right? 2 lands is too risky in a control deck, and we only have shock playable. If we find another mountain, we can board clear on turn 3, but I can't keep this. Unfortunately, very unfortunate. This hand looks better. I think I will put the Pact of Negation back for now, because we are not going to cast it until at least turn 5. So let's keep 6. Put the Pact back and enter tapped. Next turn we can Azcanta, and then after that we can keep up Thassa's Intervention as a control spell. We have double Azcanta. That's a poor top deck. We only have 2 of these in the deck, so it's very rare to draw into 2 of these early on, but sometimes it happens, like right there. Okay then, so Graveyard, and kind of need a board wipe, but let's put this down, and if they try to put a feather down, I will counter it. So let's see. Okay, they're not going for feather. I think I really want to keep this up as a counter spell, right? So Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this now because I don't think I have another opportunity to really cast the counter spell anytime soon. Okay, library, yes please, yes please. So let's get rid of this now before they buff it. And I mean, put this into the battlefield tapped. How much stuff if I play this now, I can, yeah, but if no, let's not do that. I was considering to play this now, so this goes to the graveyard, so I can fill the graveyard faster to flip it, but let's not do that, let's not do that. Okay, board wipe on top, please. Anger of the Gods on top. Come on, no, let's... Graveyard, Anger of the Gods. That's not the Gods, but it will do for the time being. It will do for the time being. Plus this. I will drop the Azcanta. I think getting the draw is more valuable here, so let's go with that. So 5 in the graveyard, we can plus this again, and then if we put something from the top deck into the graveyard the turn after that, we are good to go. So let's plus this guy. Put this into the graveyard, and I hope it's not a Locust God on top, because if it is, then it's going to feel really bad to put it into the graveyard. Down to 8. I really need a land, so to clear this board. Graveyard this, yes. Transform that, yes please. And another land. We can put Chandra on the field. We can -3 the Chandra. There we go. So we kind of got the board wipe in a very weird fashion there. They might have something like a protection spell for one of the things, but I don't think they can protect all 3 of these. Yeah, there's the protection spell, and let's see, so this one has protection from red then, yeah? I don't think they have anything else, so they can only protect one of these. I might actually use my Teferi to face that one out next turn. So let's plus the Teferi and put more stuff in the graveyard like that. Plussing the Teferi right now is a bit of a risky business, but it's something... Oh... Congratulations, so Teferi pretty much countered a spell there. Kind of. So let's plus this and let's plus him again, draw something. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, right, because we're going to Chemister's Insight probably. So let's pass the turn, and they take 1 damage from the Chandra. If they try to buff that District Legionnaire again. So let's see, 1. I'm gonna take it, and if they suddenly start buffing it in the last second, I might minus this. They did not, so let's bust this first. Yes, resolve that. There's a Locust God, that's really good. And I don't want the Chemister's Insight then, in that case, so let's activate the Azcanta instead. Yes, resolve that, and I mean, Anger of the Gods could be nice. How much? I can also -3 the Chandra, right? So I will take this for now. Yeah, my turn. So let's try to -3 the Chandra to get rid of these things. Perfect, and we get to plunk the Locust God down. Do I play this or do I use this as discard fodder? I will keep it as discard fodder, so let's plus this now. This will create, yeah, get rid of the island. We'll create a nice Locust, and Now we are in a very decent position. I think we won this game. And this is kind of like the game I wanted to show off with this deck. You keep losing the Teferi until you find your Locust God, and there's a feather. That's fine. If they try to give it haste, I will -3 onto the feather. And they scoop it. Perfect, perfect. We were going to keep on drawing going forward there, keep creating more and more locusts with the Locust God himself. I might want to add something like a combo piece in here to allow this to go infinite, but I feel right now for what this deck is trying to do, it's doing it really well. We won 2 out of 3 games so far. Earlier today in my experimental builds, I was also able to pull off a decent 60% win rate, but let's keep on going and see if we can keep this going decently. And we have a slow opponent this time, so let's wait a bit. Okay, they're finally done with the mulligan. One less card to worry about, and it's elves. Okay then, so shock the elf, right? That's the general rule. Get it off the board as soon as possible so it cannot generate mana, and we are probably going to be seeing a visionary coming down now at 2 mana. Blood Artist. Okay, that's unexpected, but something I can deal with the Anger of the Gods, so let's put this into play tapped. Hopefully they put more creatures on the field so we can have a very nice Anger of the Gods. This is not elves, this is actually John's Sacrifice then. So kill it, Goose. Come on, come on, one more creature. This doesn't really threaten me much yet, so I'm actually quite tempted to keep the Anger of the Gods for 1 turn. Next turn they can put down a land, which puts them at 5 mana, which is not enough to put a Bolas Citadel down, so let's wait a bit, and we can always counter something that's not a creature with Thassa's Intervention, if it's something big that we really want to get rid of. So, waiting time again, they put a land down, and okay, that's it. So I'm gonna keep up the Thassa Intervention because I expect a Bolas Citadel to come down next turn, which I'm going to counter, and if they don't, I can always just Chemister's Insight at the end of their turn, which is totally fine. We need to be preservatives with our resources, so no Bolas Citadel yet. So Chemister's Insight time, then let's draw a couple of cards. Collected Company, good, good. Well, if this doesn't look like a perfect board to put a Anger of the Gods onto, I don't think they have a Bolas Citadel in hand, because I think they would have casted it, so I suppose this is the right way to do it. And we still have a Negate as well at the 2 mana slot, so we can easily negate a Citadel if they do draw into a land. Everything that we're going to be taking... Oh, we're not taking any damage because they get exiled. I thought we were going to take damage because whenever a creature dies, you lose 1 life and you gain 1 life, but the exile completely negated that effect. That's good to know. I need to update my second Sun deck in that case. Okay, nothing on their side yet. I think it's Locust God time, so let's put the big boy himself onto the battlefield. And there we go. Let's see what they are going to do about this Citadel. I should have expected that. I kind of risked it and it blew up for me. All good, all good. Let's put this down and let's minus. I should have attacked them first. That was stupid, but I call it. I'll take it. I will take it. So next turn we would have attacked them now, and then next turn we would attack in again. And what I was trying to go for is I would have put the land down now and then double Insight, which would have put down 4 Locusts in 1 turn. Go in for 8 damage and we would have won there. So it's a good thing that they scooped there, but we got to see the deck in action again. We're now at a 3-3 score. Quite nice. Let's go on to the last game for today. Here we go. And our last opponent for today is Mojo Jojo. Probably a reference to that character in Powerpuff Girls, which used to be a show on TV a long time ago. Does that show even exist anymore? I have no idea, but no matter. We are going to play Magic the Gathering, so let's have a look. Waiting for them to finish their mulligan. They put one thing back into the deck, that's quite good for us, and they put a Steam Fan down. Let's put our Steam Fan down as well. No idea what I'm facing right now. Grixis. Okay, so we don't have a counterspell next turn, but we do have several going forward. We have all 3 Ionize in our hand right now, so we're in counterspell territory now, which is good. I think since it's Grixis, I probably need to keep up my counterspells as much as possible. I might Chemister's Insight during their turn if they don't cast anything, but I expect a Nicol Bolas to come down now. Okay, I'm mistaken. Chemister's Insight then. Draw 2, yes, my turn, and at any point to shocking this in? Actually there is, because we have a Tail's End, so let's shock that in. We need to drop something in the graveyard, unfortunately, which is something I'm not a huge fan of, but let's drop an Anger of the Gods then and keep on going. Why are they not casting anything? So let's drop, I think I need to keep one just in case, so let's drop an Ionize. There's some land, good. I think we're good on land, so let's do this. And get this. I want to cast the Chandra, but I think this is the better choice since we have the Tail's End in hand, so let's get the Teferi down now. If they want to Nicol Ball us, we can Tail's End it. Plus this one. The Devil, kind of want to... I cannot counter that, so we lose the Teferi there, but we got rid of something in their hand, and let's drop the island. I think we have enough blue sources as is. End the turn, and if they do a big mana play, we do have a counter spell ready for that. Should I Censor? I should cycle this, right? So let's cycle this now, draw a card. Not a land. Where is the Locust God? So put this down. 3, 6, 7. I think I will wait until I have 8 mana to cast that one. I want to keep this up as all times to get rid of a Nicol Bolas. I do expect them to use one. Okay, they put something into play tapped, and we can try. I think we have enough land for the time being, so let's put these to the bottom. Thassa's intervention is nice, but I like the Chandra here. Plus this, and yeah, here we go. What are they playing? Are they just waiting for us to do stuff? And my turn then, and now we're in a good spot, so we plus Chandra yet again. We target spell a non-land permanent into its owner's library second from the top. Let's negate that. I don't feel much for that. And yeah, pass the turn yet again. So that's 2 pings per turn. Now I don't think they have a way of interacting with that, so we should be good to go. Memory. Each player shuffles the hand and graveyard into the library, then draws 7 cards. I don't like that, so let's do this. Yeah, perfect. My turn then. Land, go. Plus the Chandra yet again. It's getting hard for them to really make a comeback now with all these Chandras. Yeah, resolve all of these. I'm not gonna counter my own thing till then, don't worry. And they scoop it. Perfect, we got a Chandra win there. Not really a Locust God win particularly there, but I think this deck is very decent. It's packed with quite a bunch of removal. I might need something to bounce stuff back to the hand, so that's something I do need to start including, I believe. Maybe I should add some Supreme Will as well instead of the Thassa's Intervention, but I quite like Thassa. It is a very good counterspell and allows you to dig quite deep into the deck, add 2 things to your hand. It's not really drawing, so it doesn't really benefit the Locust God, but I like this deck. I had fun with it, and I think Locust God in general is something I want to keep brewing around. I might splash white into this so that I have access to stuff like Divine Visitation, so each of those little Locust tokens will be angels when they enter the battlefield. I'm not sure if those angels will have haste as well, but if they do, that will be really amazing. Anyways, with that said, I hope you had fun with today's video. I sure did, and we had a couple of losses, of course, but that's always the case in such a small sample size. Before I started recording the video, I did quite decently. I had like 55 to 60% win rate, so I think Izzet Control is definitely a deck worth considering in the current metagame. Especially, I think, after the ban list goes live soon, because I believe that Moxus is probably getting banned soon, which should give us better matchups, and I also think that Field of the Dead is going to be banned as well. So yeah, let's see what the new ban list is going to bring. I quite like Historic. I feel it feels very fresh, much fresher than it used to, and I actually like this format much more than Standard. I do go back to Standard once in a while, but yeah, you know, like there are some combos in Standard that you can't interact with that I'm not a huge fan of. I feel in this game, at least, if you face something like Mono Red, you have a decent chance of winning with stuff like the Anger of the Gods in hand or multiple shocks. And I know you do have similar abilities available in Standard if you run stuff like Deafening Clarion, but that locks you into white color, and with Anger of the Gods, at least, you don't need to splash white to be able to use it. You can just go for red, and yeah, you can kind of control that way, which makes Grixis and such like the opponents playing a lot more viable. Anyways, with that said, if you need help crafting decks, by the way, like you see, I craft my own decks quite a lot, especially now that I am uploading a video once every 2 days. It gives me a lot more freedom to craft fun decks like this video today. So I hope that you do realize, like, ever since I reduced the amount of content on the channel, that the quality has been going up quite a bit. If you want me to put even more time in editing these videos, like somebody suggested, I believe Donnie suggested the other day, that maybe I should cut parts of the video shorter, so when the opponent is making their decision, that I kind of cut that part out so there's less pause in the video. If you want that, let me know. I don't mind going to one video every 3 days, or like 2 or 3 videos a week, and spend more time in the editing process itself, if that can give you a much more quality experience. because in the long run, like, I'm doing this all by myself, so I do all the editing by myself, uploading and everything by myself. Once we are a big channel and I am able to generate enough income from this channel to hire an editor, then we can always go to more content that way. But for now, it is what it is. So let me know down below what you think, and if you, like I said, if you need help brewing a deck, or you are stuck with a certain art style and you don't know how to make it meta relevant, I am always happy to have a look at it. I have several services and programs like that over on my Patreon. You should check it out. There might be something in it for you. And like I said, if I can monetize this channel more, I will be able to increase the quality of the content as well, which will be a thing that has to go through Patreon, since YouTube doesn't pay all that much, unfortunately. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you all next time with the next video. Take care.